Hi everyone, and welcome to my review of Water Hills, The Warriors. Now this is 1979, and I just rewatched this film tonight, and I saw it for the first time last February, I believe, and yeah, it is basically a action thriller film following this gang, and 1979 it was a great year for film. Let's face it, all the years in the 70s were great. But Alien, Kramer versus Kramer, Apocalypse Now, the best of all, of that year. And this film, it's kind of a cult film, really. A bit more than that now, but yes, I'd heard some really good things about this film. I was recommended it, and yes, I really, really like this film. Actually, love it. And it's a very simple plot, and it's basically this gang, and there's loads of different gangs in the city, and at the very beginning, well, just after the opening sort of scene, there's this speech, and this guy called Cyrus, I think, he's basically giving this speech, kind of trying to, bring all the gangs together in the city and stuff, all over the place, and kind of, he's kind of vowing for peace, you could say, and trying, to sort things out and everything, and then he's shot straight away after that speech. And basically this gang that we follow, the Warriors, they're kind of framed for that murder, and all the other gangs in the city over the course of this night and in the morning as well, they're after this gang, the Warriors. All the other gangs are sent, to kind of bring them down, get revenge, kind of thing. And of course, the actual gang that shot Cyrus are also, after them throughout the film. But yes, played by a very, very, the leader of the gang that actually shot him, the guy that shot him, is very, very campy. One of the most over the top performances I've ever seen. But yes, we'll get right into it. The opening scene is the first thing, straight away drawn in. The opening scene is just wonderful. It's so well edited. The actual credits I'm on about, and just the font and everything, and the use of just the way it's edited together, and you've got the way that the train, the shots of the train and stuff, just straight away draws you in, and all the the kind of montage of all the different gangs going to the meet, which is the kind of the actual opening scene is, and you've got obviously, I've just said, this character of Cyrus, and yeah, he gives a speech which is really well written actually. I thought it was a really good scene, and then of course he's shot, and straight away just the drive of the film, it gets you in there, and it really never really lets up. It's a very, very thrilling film, very tense. Some great action in this film. It's really well edited together, and very visceral. There's a couple of moments here and there with the action, slightly cheap, but for the most part it's really great, and in particular it is the editing that really just brings it together. Very, very sharp editing, and just really, great, and just as well the way it's shot. There's a couple of moments early on really where the action's a bit stilted, a bit flat, if you know what I mean. But for the rest of the film, it's stunning, really, and yeah, the characters at first, they may seem a bit one note, a bit basic, and that's one of the flaws really early on. After that thing happens, and they're on the run basically. They're very, you got sort of, not the best of scenes just for the first 5 or 10 minutes or so after that speech. The characters, you wouldn't think really at first that they're going to turn into these really good characters, which they do eventually become for a lot of them. And the scene in the graveyard, I think early on was a bit of, it wasn't that great. But the thing throughout this film really, the main flaw throughout this film, I still love this film really, but the main thing is the acting. It's really in the first half of the film. The second half, they kind of, they're given more to kind of emotion and stuff, and it seems like they just settled in more. I don't know, but the first half of the film there's a bit ropey, you could say, and there's the guy that the you could say the main villain of the film. He is awful throughout. There's no denying that. But it's really enjoyable because it's so over the top, so campy that it is kind of enjoyable, and yeah, the tone of the film is very it's very out there. it doesn't, break the tone too much. It's just, it is bad, the acting from that guy. There's no denying that. But say if this was, for example, in a film like, you know, The Master or something, and you've got this guy in there. Yes, it would seem a lot worse. But this is a film that is quite wacky. It's quite at times light in tone, if you know what I mean. A bit, it's got a lot of comedy in this film, and most of it does work really, really well. Yeah, but this guy, yeah, it's one of the main flaws of the film. Although he is enjoyable, it has to be said that he is dreadful. Some of the acting as well, early on especially, it's really, it's not the best, and the line delivery and stuff. I don't think it's too much to do with the script. Although it's not the best of scripts, but it's really just, some of the acting early on in particular, it's not great. It's a bit cheap and stuff. But it kind of, it gets it through that, even through that, with the charm that it has. It's a really charming film. It's got a great soundtrack. Especially the ending song. I love the use of that. The use of music throughout this film. I can't quite fully explain the way that they do this, but without spoiling a lot of things. But yes, basically there's this woman that kind of speaks into the mic at different points, and she basically, without obviously doing it, she kind of narrates what has happened and so far and stuff. But she also, there's times where she'd say, "This is for you" or something in a song, and then it would play, and it really fits well to actually what's going on within the narrative, the song choice. The bit where one of the songs is something on the run or something, and they're actually on the run, and they're getting chased and stuff, and just the way the music is used is really, really good. I thought, and in itself the soundtrack's great. It just gives it a really good feel. Very nostalgic film. But yes, the acting, Michael Beck, I would praise him a lot actually throughout the film. He's the one that really remains throughout the film really, really good. I thought, he just kind of eases into it as the film goes on. He's a subtle character at first, but then you really care about him. So the actual, the gang, it's really just 8 people throughout the film, the Warriors. And then you've got the woman that joins them as well, Mercy. And her intro wasn't the best of intros to a character. She's kind of making chicken noises. Yeah. After that, weirdly, she becomes just a normal character, a really, really good character. Well written, great performance, and really there's a romance that forms between her and Michael Beck as character of Swan, and he's kind of leader of the gang, and yes, the romance forms, and that's really great as well. And it's just it's just really the acting just gets better and better really. Apart from that villain, he's atrocious throughout the film, but as I've said, enjoyably so. But yeah, the acting, it picks up, and the characters though, I think they are really enjoyable, and for the most part compelling characters, and it's just some of the acting that does let it down a little bit. But they are compelling characters. They're well written, and just as gradually as the film goes on, you care about them even more. And there's a great sense of camaraderie as well between them all. And just the way that this is an adventure film, really, because the main thing is they're trying to escape obviously the other gangs, get back to Coney Island, which is that's kind of the main drive. And yeah, it is an adventure film, and it does take place mostly over the actual single night. So it's just most of it is at night, and it's really great on the trains and everything that they're on. And it's just a really good feel, adventurous feel. It's got a lot of energy, this film, and a lot of that is as well to do with the editing and stuff, and just the way the music is used as well. I love the montages in this film, and as well the actual way the film's shot. Really nice cinematography, and just the nighttime. Just the way it captures nighttime and stuff is really great. The city and everything. You've got a couple of other flaws throughout, just a couple of things here and there. But really, I think this is a pretty great action thriller film, and it's a film that it's thoroughly enjoyable. Really, even it's a film that the flaws, the acting and stuff, doesn't take down too much the enjoyment of the film, because it is kind of that campy tone and stuff. But yeah, you've got some really great characters. great soundtrack, editing, cinematography. The film's directed really, really well as well. It just flows so well, and you've got a lot of humour throughout the film. Most of that lands. You have got. I think it's quite a famous scene now involving the villain. Warriors come out to play. Search that on YouTube if you've not seen that. But that is a bizarre scene. You know, in any other film it would have been even worse. But it's a weird scene, it really is, and so over the top. But even that was funny. Because of the campiness of it and stuff. I've actually heard that was improvised. So that's pretty unique. But yeah, no, it's got a weird feel, this film, actually. Not in the way that the tonal issues or anything, but it's got a unique, a kind of a strange feel to it. Yeah, it kind of only adds to the experience, really. And yeah, it's a great experience. It's a great action adventure kind of thriller film. It's always so tense. And then as the film goes on, you really get attached to the characters and stuff. I love the ending. I absolutely love the ending. It's so good. And the last shots and stuff. Great ending. A great film actually overall. The only thing I would flaw. Overall, the only thing I would flaw it would be the acting. And then a couple of things here and there. But really, the major thing is the acting in the first half of the film. Not everyone's crap, but they're not all great. And the villain throughout as well is terrible. But yeah, it's a great film. I'd probably give it a 92% actually. And I'd really advise you to check this one out. It's kind of a cult film. It was available on Netflix for a while. That's where I originally watched it. But yes, it's just a great film actually. It's an action film. It's got everything you want, really, an action film. It's a thriller, romance, and as well it's just got really lovable characters, and it's quite low key, but it manages to kind of it's a low budget kind of low key feel, but it does have this big kind of scope in a way. The way that the gangs are all. It touches into all the gangs around the city and stuff, how they're all, against them and stuff and chasing them. So it does kind of have that large, that scale, that scope to it at times. But it's always very focused in the sense, just mainly the kind of the gang members and then the woman that meets them as well, Mercy. It kind of always stays so focused on, the narrative is very, very focused in that sense. And just the way the characters develop in the end, it's one that you wouldn't expect, to care so much about the characters and stuff, but I did, and it's got flaws. It's not a masterpiece, I wouldn't say that, but it is a great film actually. Definitely recommend it, and The Warriors, great film, and thanks for watching my review. This will be my last review, by the way, until of uploads until Thursday, next Thursday. Because I'm actually moving house and we won't have internet until Thursday, so I will be recording videos probably Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's just a case of I will start uploading them again on Thursday, because that's when I get internet. So there'll still be this roughly the same amount of videos as I usually do. They'll just be all in kind of one coming up on Thursday, and then it'll just be back to normal. But yes, that may be a couple of Ozu films maybe, and then some more Hitchcock that will come up with. But yes, thanks for watching my review of The Warriors.